Hi everybody. We have our lovely our Cocoa Fairy machine. I just want to go ahead and display the name tag. And basically, there's a little bit of setup that we have to do in order to get this working properly and started. As you'll see in the instructions, you have this top right here that is the water reservoir. What you're going to want to do is you take the end of this and you use it as kind of a screwdriver and you unscrew that a little bit in order to create it to be able to accept water at this point. We pour this in, and I've already added quite a bit of water to this, but basically what it ends up taking is about 3.5 quarts of water, so quite a bit. 3.5 quarts is just almost a gallon. So just imagine exactly how much that you're going to have to put in there. It seems like forever. Basically, what you want it to do is you want it to come up to the max part, and then essentially we're done. This is still accepting water, so I'm going to go grab a little bit more water. So give me 1 second. Here we go, coming back. And we keep adding and adding, and basically it will come to a stop. I have already emptied this. Now, something really important to note on this is every time you move this machine, the water that sits in here is in basically its own little tank. It's not a pressurized tank, so it will splash out. So your water will come out. So it's really important that you don't, that you're really not moving this. And if you do, you're going to have kind of a mess on your hands, and you're going to want to be able to kind of remedy that. So once these are in place, it might just be a good idea to keep these in place, or have a plan on how you're going to move it, how you're going to get it from point A to point B. And I would highly recommend, I know in a lot of our establishments, that we would take our things and put them directly below the buffet line. Let's not do that with this, because basically what you're going to do is splash water, and you're going to create a hazard, and you're also going to create an environment for bacteria growth, rodents, so on and so forth. So basically, we just hit our limit, so we're good to go. Thank you guys so much. Next part of this will be how we handle the heat and use our proper PPE gear. Thank you so much. So one last step that I do want to know, we have our water to the proper level. Now basically that same screw right here, we want to use this again, and we use it in order to close the valve so that you have proper, I guess, closure. All right, there we go. Thank you so much. Come on through real quick. Let me know when you're ready to video. It's best to make a smaller incision in order to get the product moving through here. There are some chunks, so we're going to go ahead and cut this and get it and burr mix it, okay? We're going to burr mix that. We're also, if you notice, I'm wearing all the proper PPE gear here. And we want to make sure that we have our proper gloves on so we're not burning ourselves. I'm protecting my face, and these are very important steps that we're doing here. Sorry, I looking for my garbage can. Once again, we got another bag here. We're going to go ahead and make these incisions into the bag. And get it started to make sure that we get this properly blended. We have a burr mixer that we're using. Once again, very careful. Wearing the proper PPE gear. Okay. Going to add one more step to this process. I've got my burr mixer here. What we're going to do now is going to go ahead and turn it on. Start low. Don't pull up. It's going to carry everything right up. Go ahead and start to tilt. I'm going to go ahead and unplug here now. I'm going to go ahead and lay down my burr mixer. I have this sheet pan to hold it on for right now. And then from here we're going to go ahead and add it to our hot chocolate container basically. So we're just going to tilt this in. We're going to be very safe. We're also, remember, once again, I'm wearing all the proper gear. I'm protecting my eyes. I'm protecting my hands and arms. Okay, so essentially, in one of these machines, you should be able to get 3 bags. We're just running 2 right now, just to kind of test it out and have fun, and then go ahead and show you guys exactly how we're doing this. There's a button right here on the side. That's your on and off. That's going to go ahead and start the motor, okay? So that's going to go around and around and around indefinitely, right? While we're... Then on the side here, you have your temperature adjustment, okay? So we're going to run that right now up into about the about midway to about the 140, okay? So we want to, or 160 right now. Probably turn that down. This is going to be something that you're going to want to adjust. You're going to want to temp this throughout the day, making sure that we're not going up too high. We don't want to burn this or scorch it rather, and we want to keep it at that point also where we don't get too much evaporation and it condenses down and then it just becomes this basically a big tomato basil mess. So this is example 1 for our tomato basil. We're pureeing it, we're wearing the proper PPE gear, and we're ready to go. And so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. Basically, also maybe actually one more thing that I want to point out. Awesome, thank you, Heiko. Is that this lever right here, if you read your instructions, is going to allow more out. So if this lever is pulled out, that's that much more thickness that can come out, okay? So we're going to go ahead and put our soup cup up here. I'm going to go ahead and take off the PPE gear now because don't need that anymore. And we're going to go ahead and kick it back, and oh my goodness, look at that, hot and steamy coming right out of there. You're going to want your catch right here because it does leak a little bit. The guests might push this back in. No big deal. That's not a problem. It will still come out, as you can see there. But if you do have a problem with it, this right here also will unclog it. Okay? So that's basically it. Everyone have fun with this. The guests are going to be stoked and have so much fun with, and so happy to have hot soup. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so we've, for the most part, emptied this out. We'll go ahead and take this here, and then we'll safely put that in the walk-in. We want it to properly cool down. But what I'm going to do now is go ahead and start taking this thing apart. It comes apart pretty easily. You just tilt this thing, and that comes off right, and then we'll go ahead and take this. And folks, what we really would like to do is make sure that we're not really putting the stuff in the dishwasher, that that we can scuff up this plastic pretty well. So what I've done is I've turned it off. As you can notice, the blade had stopped. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off now, and you're going to have still a little reservoir in the bottom. So you're going to take this. Now we can take this over to dish and spray it off and properly sanitize it and clean it. But from here, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go ahead and kind of wipe this stuff out, all right? This is going to be the remainder. So you'll have approximately about a half a cup of waste. You can even, you know, basically, let me grab a cup real quick. See if there's any more that we can kind of help facilitate out. Like I say, we don't want to move it too much. See, because I had water spillage right there, right? That's that reservoir sitting there. So really what we have to do is now just take and wipe out the rest and then make sure we sanitize it and we have it ready for the next morning. Thank you so much, everybody.